everybody. I hope you're doing well this Saturday, this fine Saturday. Oh, I'm motoing around my house, getting my tea, feeding my dog, and all of a sudden somebody pops up into the mind, and I have this argument, right, in my head. And I stop. And I'm like, okay, this person's thinking about me, right? There's no other reason in the world why this person should pop up into my head willy-nilly, out of the blue. I'm not even caring whatsoever about what's happening in this person's life, and they're in my head, and I'm having an argument with them. Okay, they're thinking about me. Pissed off that I haven't invited them to hang out on another Saturday. No. Sometimes family just, it's more unsettling than it is settling, and I prefer to be settled. So here I am with you. Get all those icky thoughts out of my head. Ooh, okay, so here we go. And we got ourselves some incense here. It's called Truth, and it's sage and sandalwood. And we've got this little boy here, making sure we've got plenty of love on the menu. Plenty of love on the menu. Yes. All right. I'm going to start out with these. Spirit, what is it that the collective needs to know this morning about the energies we all share? Jiminy crickets. Oh my goodness. Okay, alrighty then. We're just going to go for it. Spirit, what is it the collective needs to know at this time? What is it the collective needs to know at this time, Spirit? So we've got the Hanged Man and the Page of Cups. So somebody has to let go of this. Somebody has to release this new love. Somebody has to surrender it and let it go. And the challenge? Heartbreak and confusion, lots of grief, a divorce. And the subconscious? The Lovers and the Devil reversed. So there's detachment. There's no commitment here, and detachment. We got detachment twice. Control has been restored. Yeah. So somebody's been So the way that I'm reading this, because I like to read it on a macro, according to my own perception. The way that I see this is that somebody who's been dogging these new love contracts, these divine contracts, they have to let it go. They have to surrender. This is causing them heartbreak, this divorce. They feel betrayed. They don't get these love unions. They're detached. They're in this devilish energy, reversed. So freedom and is being restored for the divine unions, and these who have been dogging these divine unions have to let go. They're being detached, or they are detached. In the recent past, Nine of Swords in the upright. So this is somebody's having nightmares. They're in despair. They're suffering trauma because they've been cut off. According to my perception, this heartbreak is what you were supposed to be suffering. But it went back on them. So the Emperor is here. Somebody's suffering trauma and despair because the Emperor is here saying, whoa, ho, ho. The father figure is here, restoring control. Restoring control. Offering protection for these unions, these divine unions in the near future. Oops, sorry there, boy. So we've got the Star reversed and the Four of Cups reversed. Yeah. Wow, that's detachment, disconnection, and withdrawal. Checking in for realignment. The lens they're looking through. Yeah, it's the Four of Wands, these divine unions. Freedom. Freedom. The Most High is here protecting these divine unions. These thieves wanted to dress up in the Shining One's essence and their vitality, and they did. They drained and harvested the energy out of divine beings and wore it as a cloak. And they thought that they were going to be able to fool the Most High into saying, "Here am I, the divine," right? Well, the Most High is not stupid, okay, and can tell the difference between those who are this shining essence versus those who wear the shining essence, right? And that's Operation Glow Up. You are what you are, what you are, what you are all day long. And, eventually the cloak loses its shininess. So it becomes very obvious. In the environment, we've got the King of Wands in the upright. Overcame challenges. Visionary. A natural born leader. He can see the bigger picture. Hopes and fears. Two of Swords. Stagnation. So there is this these difficult decisions that need to be made. And the outcome. Well, I would say that is kind of like the way that turns out. And it's the Tower reversed. It's a stormy time. Oh, there's going to be a lot of destruction. These ones who were trying to get into these divine unions, and hitch a ride into the new cycle, they're not going to be happy here. Those ones who are being forced to release these new love opportunities, these divine unions, they're so, oh, this is bad for them. This is well, it's what they were, it's why they were fighting so hard. And then we got the Ace of Cups here on the bottom of the deck. Marriage, proposals, new babies, love and compassion. Knight of Pentacles, hard work and steady financial growth. Four of Pentacles, solid foundations, wealth, security. King of Cups, balanced, compassionate, emotionally, in control of themselves, empathic even, and an Ace of Wands, new opportunities and growth. Wow, this is good, guys. Page of Wands, free spirit, excellent freedom. Again, freedom is all over the place. And then Six of Pentacles, giving, abundance, sharing the wealth, and Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny. It's a good luck karmic cycle. Wow, that's exciting. I just heard the word capitulate. Sorry, I have no photographic memory. Capitulate. Cease to resist an opponent or an unwelcome demand. To surrender. Somebody has to surrender. Important. Yeah, these new loves, these divine unions are important. And this, somebody has to let it go. They're suffering a heartbreak because they have to release it. There's this change. They can't have it. They didn't work for it. I mean, they worked to steal it. They're challenged by this love. They're challenged. They're challenged because they have to let it go, and they're heartbroken because they don't get this love. They're challenged by it. They have to let it go. Love challenged them, and they were not able to overcome love. Love challenged them without even trying, just by merely existing. Love challenged them. Isn't that incredible? Those who have fear of commitment, who are, they're resting in this shadow self. They make a lot of bad choices. They're detached. They prefer third-party situations. They don't look at they don't look at union as divine. And it could have been that unions in the previous cycle were kept on a very shallow level purposefully within the field of awareness of the collective, because somebody was really opposed to this deep, harmonious, and sacred love. But there is a detachment here, detachment, and there is a freedom and a restoring of control. This love is coming together. It's being restored. Divine union is being restored. Okay, where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, these ones, they're not wholesome. They're not wholesome. So they don't get the love relationships. They Yeah, they don't get the love relationships. They're not wholesome. And there is freedom, detachment, and a restoring of control for those divine unions. There is a Nine of Swords in the recent past, so this is depression. People are in a freaking nightmare and they're having trauma. They couldn't latch on to this divine love. They want things, man. They're like, where's my things? They're losing their things because the divine inheritance follows the love. It goes where the love goes. Somebody wasn't able to get into this, latch onto this union. The emperor is here, the father figure, the authority, could be the most high God is here saying, oh no, you don't. Yeah, you're going to have to let this go. That could be what this new family tree is that some of you are getting. That your own kin did this to you. Your own kin decided that you weren't worthy of this and they were going to take everything from you because perhaps they saw you, this wide open heart love giver. You were the wholesome person and they needed you to carry this shit bag for them. Your own kin wanted you in a nightmare and in trauma because they wanted things that they could get off of your divine inheritance. But the emperor is here. And this, there's a Four of Cups here who has to retreat, check in for realignment. They're in despair over the loss of this star, over being disconnected from this star. And I was thinking the other day that those family lines, those ancestors and all of that sacrifice their own kin, their own children, like God gave you, the Most High gave you a child, and then you sacrificed it to another God so that you could have material wealth. And it's like those family lines, I guess, are being dismantled. It's like those, like a family line who wishes to destroy itself will be destroyed, right? Now, I don't know anything, okay, because I'm not God, but, thoughts do come and go. What can I say? Self-preservation. Yeah, out of self-preservation, this star disconnected itself from this line. And maybe out of self-preservation, the emperor stepped in and said, you are going to be disconnected from this group here. Yep, that's exactly what the Most High did. Disconnected this star out of self-preservation from that family line, and allowed her or him, whichever gender you wish to apply, to choose happiness, to actually come into a beautiful, loving relationship, the one that this ancestry refused to allow this beautiful, wholesome person to enjoy. She or he prayed and prayed and prayed for disconnection, to be removed from that family line. And they're coming in, they're coming into a new engagement, a new marriage, a new family tree. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. Maybe somebody doesn't want me to say all this. Or maybe it's just too early in the morning and I got truth serum smoke pouring into my face. There's a backstory to this, yeah. King of Wands. Yeah, and King of Wands, and then we have Innocent here. King of Wands, entrepreneur, leader, overcoming challenges on behalf of the innocent. He's very focused. He's making difficult decisions. About these players. The outcome is Tower reversed. There's transformation happening. There could be suffering and disaster, a collapse of whatever the foundation of the previous cycle was. It's collapsing. It's collapsing under its own weight. There's been attention drawn to the purpose of these ones. There's been attention drawn to their purpose, and their purpose was so there's been attention drawn to their purpose, or maybe there's their purpose was to steal divine union, to be seen as important, to gain things, and attention has been brought to that. And they're afraid of change because their foundation is crumbling. They're trying to spy on the location of those who are at peace. There could have already been, on the 7th of January, I got timeline distribution. On the 4th of January, I got changes are being made for those who didn't choose, or choices are being made for those who didn't choose on the 4th. On the 7th, I got timeline distribution. And now we have, these ones are spying. They're trying to spy on the location of those peaceful people. So there has been a timeline distribution. And you can probably tell, many of you who are clairaudient have probably noticed a significant decrease in the noise in particular environments. And this is why. There's something about the chicken on the bottom of the deck here and the Ouija board. So it could be that the chicken is using the Ouija board and they're still trying to affect changes, right? Because they're stuck in their addictions. And even though these peaceful people didn't have a foundation, many of them had fatherless families, they survived. And they're seated on their spiritual thrones just by being them. They may have had all knowledge, all memory. Their third eyes may have been damaged purposefully. Their bodies and their minds toxified through foods and medicines. I mean, and then implanted thought forms and all of this. I mean, it's a mess, man, what they had going on. But the way you dealt with that warring communication, in these shared realms was perfect. Okay, I think the divine sees you as you handled that perfectly. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw the way you just handled it with play. You didn't take it too seriously. You just went moment by moment, right? And your whole tribe saw you shine. It's prophecy. There was a prophecy about it, or there is a prophecy about it. Don't ask me what that is. I don't know. The way you handled your hardship with optimism, very conscientiously, You kept your mind clean, your heart clean. You kept yourself pure. You stayed in a state of love, even though you were swimming in a bunch of shit. Kept it together. And people are trying to bring drama to you here and now. Religion is trying to bring conflict to those who are spiritual. But those who are spiritual are getting toasted and getting forgiveness because they're the ones who actually have the faith. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? They're the ones who actually have the faith and do the work to be a sovereign being. Isn't that something? There's going to be a disconnect. There's visitors, and I believe that is the Most High, and is going to be providing a disconnect between those sovereign beings and those who pretend to be this or that. It's time that the mother and the child is remembered. She took care of herself while she was haunted. Okay, these ones, these witches, they thought it was entertaining. They wanted to screw up her ever more. They were spying on these divine relationships. They used all their wisdom to drive this the way that they wanted to, in this horrendous way that they did. And they were expecting to become people of service. Of service? Really? Okay. They were in competition for this role, but they're not people of service. How could they possibly fill a role that they're not prepared to fill? I mean, they can wear the clothes and put the diploma on the wall, but if they haven't done the work to earn those things, then all it is theft and an act. The wise guy is receiving a message. The snake that taught them was martyred. And a new promise has been made. It's been witnessed. The ancestry of privilege, or perhaps there's ancestors who thought that they were of privilege, or I don't know, maybe they are seen as privileged now. They didn't have to do anything except persevere. They get to go home. And that was the greatest commandment, or is the greatest commandment. And I'm not religious. I've read the book, but I don't have a long-term memory. So all I can say is I think one of the greatest commandments is to persevere through these challenges. So you defended yourself against this ending. They tried to put you in the grave, and you defended yourself. And it could be that your tribe who saw you shining came in too. And they may have been invisible, but they were driving this. And yeah, they were driving this. Those who were vain versus those who were creative. Oh, isn't that funny? That's all that it is. Those who are vain versus those who are creative. Those who pretend to be in service to others and those who actually are in their heart. That's wild, man. This explorer needs a body. They need a body. There's like and I believe this is like a time traveler. They need a body. And I believe they're here in this particular time right now trying to find a body that is capable of holding this potent bullshit that they have to offload. They want a person who is in a leadership role so that they can puppet them. It's the same old shit that's been going on. The previous cycle is the same. This person still wants to continue to do that. And they want this person to be an arcana, a creator, an arcana creator. Somebody who is in a meditative state. Justice is going to be served on this. Those people who saw creators as nothing more than objects and wanted to be them, to appear as though they are them, they've been wearing the essence of them, there's going to be justice served. Justice is coming. Indeed, justice has already arrived, and many of them already know this because they've been separated on these timelines. They no longer have access. They can't find these divine couples. They don't know what timeline they're on. And it could be that they've lost the ability to access that. Because we've got detachment and detachment, right? Disconnection. Detachment, disconnection. They're disconnected. And then there was that card with the person under the table trying to find the location of these divine love unions so they can continue to throw shit at them. The Most High is here, though, and he's like, I just find it fascinating. I suppose, on the micro and the macro, we never really know what we're capable of unless they push boundaries, right? And that's exactly what all of the children are doing, whether they're dark or light, whether they're angry or love. They're all pushing boundaries to see exactly what they can get away with, because that's what children do. And it's not pretty a lot of the time. It's absolutely unacceptable. Ask any parent. I'm not a parent. I'm a dog parent. But I can tell you that he should not be getting in the garbage eating chicken bones and scaring the heck out of me, thinking he's going to die. He shouldn't do that. But he does. Okay, he's a child. And he never has. In 14 years, he never had done that. And then all of a sudden, he did that. And he lived. Because prayer works. So yeah, this mature woman, she wanted to be seen as important. She has to let this go. She's not getting this new love. She has to let it go. She's challenged and heartbroken because she's not getting it. It's here. Love is here. Divine union is here. Oh, yes, it is. It's very important. Yeah, she's challenged because she's facing poverty. She couldn't latch on to a divine union. She couldn't latch on to a divine union. That is how she gains her wealth. That's how all of these ones gain their wealth, is by attaching themselves like a parasite to a divine union or to a divine person. And then they get into a threesome, and then they get rid of that original person, and then they go ahead and enjoy the harvest, without that person's presence. And it's not working out this time. Heavenly Father is here saying, no, that's not how it's going to go this time. They're being detached. They're not seen as wholesome. They cannot attach to these wholesome people. This wealthy man, or maybe he's no longer wealthy, and he's being detached. Yeah, he's no longer wealthy because he's detached from these wholesome people. He can't attach to the wholesome people. He's in resentment. And he's having dark thoughts. He's in trauma and despair because he lost his things. He lost all his things. He doesn't want this to end. He lost all his things. He's a chicken. He doesn't want it to end. He's using the Ouija board. The Emperor is here. Father, the Most High is here. And regard this kin, and regard this tribe of people who have been doing this. It's a whole tribe of people that have terrorized the world and divine union and the children that come from these unions. Main female. The Most High is here on behalf of a main female and her relationship with these kin. self-preservation, disconnection, realignment. Her prayers were answered. There's an immature man here who's not getting the gift. He does not get to latch onto her. Can't have it. There's a backstory to these reunions. There's history here. Something about a child in the reverse. King of Wands is here on behalf of the innocent. Or maybe he is innocent of something that he was accused of. Regarding, I don't know, there's something, a courtship reversed here. There's a player here who wanted to, excuse me. There's a player here who was hoping to get in on these innocent courtships, but doesn't look like they're going to get it. They might be an official person, or they might be seen as an official person, but they're just a player. There's a Tower in the reverse, a collapse. Attention is being brought to what these people have been doing. Yeah, they're spying on the location of where these peaceful people are. They want to know where these peaceful people are because they want to bring chaos and trauma to these people. They're in a state of really bad hopelessness and despair. They're suffering the results of their own work. They need a peaceful, loving person so they can dump all this trauma onto them, because only these peaceful, loving people can heal from that. They don't know how to heal from that. And they certainly don't want to do the work. They just want to offload it. So they're spying. There's attention. Their only purpose is to spy on where these peaceful people are and to bring them trauma. That's their only purpose. That's all they offer this world. That's all they offer. So they're looking for this privileged lady. She's peaceful. They're trying to find her location. There's a main male here with an unexpected income. A main male. The main female is here too with the Emperor, and she could be seen as a peaceful, privileged lady. And this is cool because the main male is right there with her. He's right there with her. Just because you don't see something doesn't mean it isn't so. This whole community, this whole community could be under adjudication regarding this house. They can't think about this, stop thinking about this woman who's going on a journey and her lover. They did things in a family room trying to get this great fortune, and now they're in court and facing imprisonment. This female, she's a high honor female. And she has expectations. There's sudden wealth on this pathway that she's going on. Wealth is, it can be a spiritual wealth, it can be material wealth, knowledge. Somebody's very concerned about this marriage. These false people, these thieves, are going to be experiencing a change. They're going to be experiencing bad health. Maybe they're experiencing it already. They're having a message of concern that the toil and labor that they did, the occupation that they chose, is leaving them in despair. They're in despair over whatever that message is. And here's another message. Yeah, they know exactly what's happening on the distant horizons. They know exactly what's coming for them, and they're in despair about it. How many minutes are we? 40 minutes. I'm going to leave that one there, and then we'll do another one later. Guys, I hope that this helps you. It is fascinating to me how this is winding up. I do believe the Most High is here protecting these divine unions, and I really am grateful and thankful that many of you are going to get new family trees, because this is just atrocious, you know, the way some families have been treating their own kin. It's just not right. You know, the purity and innocence, they get all sour and they're like, ooh, here's a little divine being we've just birthed. And then they just go, here, devil, give me my things, right? I mean, shit, man, I don't know. It's insane to me. But it appears to be that this actually happens. I wouldn't know because I'm not involved in that kind of stuff, but this soap opera as it plays out is mind-boggling, and yet absolutely fascinating. So, main female and main male, I'm happy for you. You're in the same space now. That's good. That's good. See you on the next one, guys. Have a wonderful day.